Enjoying this amazing scenery as we come back for the second round of the Disc Golf Pro Tour Silver Series Beaver State Fling at Milo McIver State Park. Round 2, front 9 here. We've got Zoe Andyke on the mic, joined by Ella Hansen.
What's up? We got our lead card. We got Sarah Hokom, Ohn Scoggins, Rebecca Cox, and Catrina Allen. Hole 1 is a par 5, starting off long, 630 feet. You're kind of just trying to push straight through this gap. Don't want to end up too far left, getting out into this open space here. This road and over to the left does play out of bounds, and then you got a second or third shot up into this safe area up to the basket.
Par 5 start.
By MVP Disc Sports and leading the tournament, Sarah Hokom.
And Sarah Hokom approaching the tee pad. This is amazing. She's been here for, I think she said, this is her 15th year playing the Beaver State Fling.
Wow.
It's amazing.
That is awesome. She's playing a flex sidearm, just straight down there. Little obstructed behind the tree, but gets some really good distance, keeps it straight. She should be in position.
Discs, Ohn Scoggins.
Another strong sidearm player, Ohn Scoggins.
Choosing the backhand on this, actually, which is a bit of a surprise to me, too. Wanted to be quiet for this throw, but, honestly, listening to Ella describe just the shot shapes and the demand of this hole, and then watching our players, this is super exciting to get into this first hole on the par 5 because there's such a variety of things that you can do here. And Rebecca Cox approaching the tee.
And this is kind of a nerve-wracking hole to start. You really
Yeah.
have to go straight, and if you don't go straight, it's tough to get up and down. But so far, 3 great drives. Rebecca right in the middle of the fairway should set her up for a good second shot.
Catrina Allen.
Catrina, who has won this tournament on a playoff on this hole before, probably stepping up with a lot of confidence and excited to play this round at the Beaver State Fling.
Nice view of some of our lead card gallery too, as well. Right down the middle for Catrina.
It's kind of a cool camera view. Oh, here too. Sarah coming out, just pitching out, making the smart play from behind the tree there.
Absolutely.
You don't want to break off too much. That could put you in trouble or out of bounds.
Yeah, and Sarah was the only player yesterday to shoot bogey free, so we'll look to see if she can continue to do that today. Ohn also playing the pitch up route.
Starting off with some really smart golf.
Catrina looks like she's lining up more of an aggressive bid here. Going out over the road.
In decent position, if the player has confidence, let's do it.
Yeah, that's a great shot there. Giving herself a long eagle look too. And Rebecca is pinched off behind this tree. Looks like she is lining up a layup as well.
And I like to see that. I like to see the smart decision making or the confident play. What's within my realm today in my round? Just starting things off.
And you can see how important it is on this hole too to be in the middle, because being off the fairway or behind a tree makes it really hard to attack.
Look at that shot. I'd say that's an attack.
Absolutely.
Easy tap in. And a tougher shot for a forehand throw here. But Sarah trusting that flip up skill and parking
Beautiful.
it. Yeah.
Beautiful shot from Sarah. Rebecca playing the backhand. Getting it up there, maybe just on the edge of the circle.
I think that's where that kind of hillside will land her. And Kat looks like she's outside of the circle and has a a jump up bid here.
Looking for an eagle. Just a little low, but you
No
know,
trouble there. Yeah.
can't say no to a tap-in birdie on hole
Nobody
one.
can. Solid bid. Well played hole. She's going to be tapping in the par. No trouble.
Hokom tapping in a birdie. Good start for her.
Great start and solid, well played hole.
And Ohn with a birdie as well.
Same thing. Confident in their game plan and ready for the Beaver State Fling round 2 is what it looks like.
Yep. So we're going to have 3 birdies and a par. This was the 3rd easiest hole on the day, but definitely a challenging hole to start. And we're moving on to hole 2, par 4, 630 feet. Most players are pushing straight here or throwing a hyzer, trying to get around that corner. And we've got probably the most picturesque green on the course, over this little bridge up to this green. Tough green, pretty well guarded and a little tilted.
Definitely a signature hole. The Beaver State Fling sign lives on this hole. Beautiful, beautiful par 4 for the ladies.
Sarah playing a nice turnover, getting herself just past that corner. She should have an open look to the basket. And I'm not sure if you can see, but there's kind of a branch that I think either got heavy or got blown down. Ohn just went underneath it. So that wasn't there in practice for us.
Yep.
And that kind of made that hyzer angle a little bit tougher to take.
A little bit tougher, meaning taking the shot away. Actually, I stepped up to it today and my eyes grew wide.
Yeah, I ended up
Catrina hitting it right there. Yeah, exactly that. So many of us today were kind of baffled at the tee pad, I think, looking at that, and the great result there for Kat with the distance that she was able to get.
Mm-hmm. Rebecca playing a nice shot just underneath that, getting around the corner, getting way down there.
Great. There's some tricky footing, kind of with a side and downhill slope there, but great distance and great spot to be.
Ohn moving fast. Looks like she is just trying to pitch up, get some distance down the fairway.
That was pretty quick play. Here's Sarah Hokom.
And she has kind of an angle to the basket, but it looks like she is also just throwing that sidearm around the corner, getting herself in position for an easy pitch up for a par.
It's quite a bit of casual water right next to the green there in circle 2. I think actually even the edge of circle 1. But that does play as casual.
And the conditions on the course were pretty wet yesterday, but today they got a lot soggier. As you can see, that whole river there was not in the drone preview because it wasn't there a couple days ago.
I wasn't really drawn up on how we would play the hole. So casual, if a player finds themselves in that, hoping Rebecca does not. Okay, she stays a little short. If they do, however, you're going to take the most playable lie along the line of the basket behind it.
Ohn looking like she's just pitching up a forehand.
I like that, though, because there's a backstop. There's a hill.
I think she was giving it a bit of a run.
Which I wouldn't be surprised to see Sarah right here do as well. But playing it nice and safe. Yeah, parking it.
What a beautiful shot from up top. It really gives you a nice view of that green. Rebecca in some ferns. Got herself a bit of a run there, but she'll tap in or be in position to tap in a par.
And the foliage can be just as high as our reach back and stroke, just like we saw there for Kat. But very good shots for the lead card. A little bit of work here for Ohn to do. Not really.
Not for Ohn.
Everyone's tapping in.
Yeah.
Such
What's work for another player is on the putting green is not often work for Ohn.
This is true. I love this view and all the beautiful different shades of green here in Oregon that we experience in the Beaver State Fling, like signature hole on the West Course.
Yep.
Oof.
Well played for our lead card. Everyone getting a nice par. Madison Walker and Cynthia Ricciardi carded the only 2 birdies today.
Oof.
Moving on to hole 3, par 3. We're flying through the main gap here. It's going to be a high putter turnover for a lot of players, or maybe a forehand. There's kind of a gap on the right, but a lot of danger if you kick left or right. You can see a lot of tall, skinny trees that block things.
This is a very tough hole. Something that can be overthought. Now, noticing, okay, unfortunate kick there, but I want to state Sarah's form and notice everyone how much of a knife sharp hyzer this is for a sidearm. Ohn also making it pretty sharp, but not quite as high. This gap is so tough left to right. Watching Cat line up, this is also really interesting. Okay, sharp and high, and that is what it takes. That was beautiful. Each of the last 2 players were trying to line that same shot up, but so difficult.
Rebecca going with the backhand. I think this is really the only play. The forehand gets you up there for maybe a long look, but this is kind of the only way you really can park the hole.
Yes, and look at what we've got here, an actual birdie bid. She's gathering some knuckles from the card. Good shot. Interesting stance. Owen's already accepting it, though. Okay.
She's going with the wide backhand. I think that maybe was a little wider than she intended, but she gives herself a putt.
5 minutes and then
She definitely took an alternative route than what she was planning, but likes it.
And Sarah lining up
Wow.
a forehand roller.
And you know it's tricky if you're getting a roller for your second shot on, what is this, 200 and sub
285 foot
plus
hole,
or
yeah.
minus hole? Yeah.
Yeah, one of the shortest holes on the course, but it can be very punishing. I actually also threw a forehand roller from a similar spot as Sarah today, so.
So that's what this hole can serve up.
Cat with a long bid for birdie. Just a little right, but she should have a short putt for par.
Safe and smart play. Taking a knee.
Tough lie behind those plants, just
Oh!
outside the circle.
I do love more than anything seeing that. Like a lot of hard work. She saved her bogey there.
That's a great putt. Saving some strokes. Whew.
Birdie.
Great putt. That was actually the only birdie on the day on this hole. So
You guys witnessed it. Rebecca Cox bringing home the birdie solo today on hole 3. Tough hole. A lot of locals say 2, 4, or beyond. There's not a lot of 3s here.
yep. Alrighty. Moving on. Checking in with our leaderboard after 3 holes. Sarah Hokom holding on to the lead. She's at 6 down. Ohn is 1 stroke behind her. Kat and Rebecca 2 behind her. We got Valerie Mondahano, Kat Murch, Madison Walker. A lot of other good players up there on the leaderboard.
It's a battle. It's looking good. It's anybody's game and solid play, smart golf to be had.
All right, hole 4, par 3, only 175 feet, but this hole is maybe even more punishing than the last. You're up on top of this ridge. You can kick down to the left and be left with not a lot. So really hoping to stay clean on this one. Most players will be throwing a putter.
As you hear Rebecca Cox like, please no, and she stays up on the left side. We're not saying this is the best lie, but we're saying this is way better than what could happen.
Absolutely.
Ohn catching the early tree as well, going down to the side slope, and that's a drastic decline, you know. Like, oh man.
And honestly, if you kick that way, you almost want to just be.
Sarah
Wow.
Hokom coaching it to go in. That was an ace run by Catrina Allen, and she's sitting in good position. And what's Sarah lining up
Sarah
here?
is lining up a forehand roller, or oh no, not a roller.
I was gonna say scroller, like sky roller, but it was more of a pan Scooby.
Yeah.
And I like it. I like where
Yeah,
she
she gets
went.
herself
That
up in the
was-
circle. That's a really interesting play.
I liked it. I mean, you can attack this hole any way you dream up, draw up, imagine.
And sometimes throwing that on that knife angle, especially through the trees like that, it's easier, you know. Less area to hit a tree.
As you can see here, though, super steep incline. Ohn putting it to a pretty good spot from where she was. Zero visibility of the basket on that hillside. That was great.
Absolutely. Sarah looking for the bird. Just a little right. Looks like a tough footing there for her. Had to straddle up pretty wide.
To save par here, Rebecca Cox putting it up and accomplishing. Ooh,
That's a great putt. Yeah, great putt to save par there.
I love it. There's not a lot of pars on these kind of holes.
Nope.
It's like
It's either
bird or
2 or
bogues.
4. Katrina looking for a 2. Got it.
Yes.
Great putt.
The putter was hot yesterday. It was fun watching Cats putting around and looking pretty solid and confident, just jumping right back in today.
Ohn saving her. Par after a great scramble shot.
That's incredible. I'm happy to see that shot.
And a good par as
Yeah.
well for Sarah Hokom.
I mean, it's literally the most popular disc of all time in the history of the sport. At its core, it's one of the most important tools a player has in their bag, a dependable, straight-flying mid-range. But the legacy of the Buzz goes a lot deeper than just that.
Unbelievable stuff from Paul McVeigh.
All right, moving on to hole 5, par 3, 420 feet. Throwing off that hillside, down, trying to just push through these trees as far as you can. And we've got the green all framed up by these two, well, more than 2, but all
A
framed up
few.
by those trees.
This hole has evolved over the years. We've seen the gap kind of lower and lower and become smaller, and other parts of it open up. The players have evolved and adjusted as well. That's not too bad there. Like,
Nope.
Cat's, 2/3 of the way up the fairway.
Yeah, she
And-
looks like she has even just a simple jump putt approach from there.
Rebecca, looks like we've turned it on a sharp Annie angle. Little action off the tree, close to the road behind that line of Doug firs.
And that's just a tough place to be with all those trees in your way between you and the basket.
You can see how low Ohn throws that, but like, what a great result. Again, all of the arm branches of those trees have really grown in over the years, and you have to kind of throw downhill with the fall line.
Sarah throwing a sidearm, flexing out.
Open.
Right in the open should be a simple approach for her.
And this looks tough. Look at the ceiling there.
Yeah.
Below the height of her head, ripping probably a little bit faster of a disc and getting to the green. Let's
That was
go.
an awesome shot, too. Camera shot and
She's
disc
happy.
golf shot.
Yeah, camera view was great there. Rebecca. Whew.
Sarah going with the hyzer backhand approach. Looks like she's gotten up pretty close in the circle there. And even here, like when you feel like you get pretty far down the fairways, you can see Ohn has some of these low-hanging branches to contend with. But easy work for her.
Not messing around with it, playing good golf, knowing what's good for the scorecard here. Same thing for Kat. I appreciate seeing it. Top card, top athlete capabilities, and we've got to lay up for pars sometimes because pars are gold.
Pars are gold. And especially, like, there's probably, 4, 5, 390 to 450 foot par 3s on this course.
Yeah, that's exactly the range. I was glad to hear you say it. 3s are golden and feel really good.
Sarah collecting her par after Catrina and Rebecca do the same. Ohn looking to make it a nice par frame. There it is.
I like
for
seeing
everyone.
that. Yeah, on this hole, there can be some things that happen. So.
Well played for the card. We got hole 6 coming up, the Philo hole, the Albatross hole. It's a par 5, 850 feet. Trying to place it right in this fairway here, and then push in a little bit uphill, around this tree on our right, past these trees on our left, through this little gap, trying to get up and around the corner up to this green.
It's pretty far. There was a lot of description there. I appreciate the Albatross and the Philo reference. The ladies have a par 5 here. The gentlemen have a par 4 now, so it can't be Albatross.
Yeah, I mean,
crazy.
it could, but
It theoretically could.
Doesn't seem too likely. Catrina with a good shot, getting herself right out into the open there.
Inside route here for Rebecca Cox. Hoping to stay into the short, and she does.
Yep. That's all right. It's, depending on what kind of angle you're looking at for your second shot, being on the left side isn't too bad. It doesn't pinch you off. Pretty forgiving tee shot here.
Absolutely. And in the short grass, feels better, easier run up. Everybody's looking good.
Sarah throwing a nice flip up, turnover forehand.
Wow. I love that play.
It's a great shot. It's always fun to watch Sarah throw forehands because, you look at a hole and say, there's no way you can throw a forehand on this hole.
She's got the shot shape.
She does. She doesn't just have the shot, she has the shape as well, and that's really fun to watch. Ohn biting off a lot of distance there, getting right to the bottom of that hill, which is honestly probably a good spot. Better footing than being pushed too far up that hill.
If you're on the hill, the footing suffers. And so breaking off distance here isn't necessarily the play, but choosing and committing to the right or the left-hand side, that's what it is, and getting your flat run up or getting up on top if you have the distance.
And I think on this second shot, it does actually help to be on the left for most players. You can still get to the basket if you're on the right side of the fairway, but that big tree kind of blocks off a lot if you are too far right.
And Rebecca is in kind of that rough in the middle mode, unmowed part of the fairway, but she's right in the middle. She has options.
Catrina putting a good rip on this one, skipping up to the top of that hill. She's in a great position.
I like that, yeah. I mean, to be there in 2 shots is pretty favorable.
Yeah, I think pretty much everyone in the
Dreaming
FPO
of that.
division would say, if you could be there in 2 shots, would you take it? Yes. Ohn getting lucky to kick through that tree. That one can eat up your disc and be very hard to get out of.
She's on the good side of it.
Sarah looks like she is just playing this one for par, pitching up around this tree, and she might even have a long look there for birdie from circle 2. Becca going left to the tree, playing the high turnover.
Wow, look at that landing. Knowing and trusting the stability of that disc and seriously playing the S curve around the corner.
That's a great shot.
Drastic hyzer around is what Kat is hoping for, but she drops out
Yeah.
clean, even though she's taken down early. I think she can see the basket from there.
Yeah. Definitely earlier left her than she wanted, but a good result for her. Great pitch up for Ohn.
You can hear it. She's happy with it. Look at this.
Giving it all on bid. That's a great effort from there.
And she's tapping in a par, so she's definitely played her game plan throughout this hole.
Cat.
Oh.
Just catching the top of the cage right. That's an excellent bid from there.
Especially with that footing. Did you
Yeah.
guys see the downhill and the body save?
Yep.
Very athletic.
And you can see just in front of Sarah, there's a little bit of a puddle, so there's definitely some very wet spots on this course. Good putt from Sarah.
And Rebecca, yep, as well.
Grabbing
Nice
her birdie. Everyone else going to be taking a par. But overall, well played hole. This one can be tough. This whole lead card managed to stay in the middle of the fairway. And checking back in round 2 leaderboard. Sarah Hokom, even round, still holding that -6. Catrina, Ohn, Rebecca, all right on her tail at 5
Stacked
down.
up.
And it's just, yeah, it's all stacked up here. A lot of good competition. Should be an exciting round. Keep watching.
I appreciate this sky cam view with that leaderboard as well.
All right, hole 7, par 4. We got some OB right, we got some OB left. You're kind of just trying to land anywhere in this safe strip of grass and looking to get your approach shot through these trees or maybe around these trees, but not pushing too far as there is OB long as well.
Off the tee, definitely funneling like with the lay of the land towards the left OB if you're throwing righty backhand. So everyone's throwing it over OB and trying to land in bounds and not get too far of a skip. Rebecca finding herself safe, that's definitely what she was hoping for.
Yeah, a lot of players will be looking to throw kind of a stable disc out over the road, letting it hyzer back in and not pushing that left side OB too much. Looks like that's what Kat is doing. Getting a nice flip up. Getting some real good distance down the fairway.
As you can see, though, even with the Velcro grass and kind of the wet grass, we're getting a little bit of ground action here because there's like this sneaky hill.
Yep. Ohn playing a little more left, but she is safe.
And Sarah sticking with the sidearm play after many, many years of throwing this course.
Looks like a little too much turn there. Doesn't quite get back in bounds, so she will go to the drop zone. Which is right on the end of the strip, but it's in range. You can get up and down from here. And it looks like Sarah's going for that. Throwing a nice flex forehand out there. She's in range. Save a par. I mean, a long range, but she has at least has a look at the
Yeah,
basket.
she's got a chance there. And Ohn just going to play a stable disc, kind of trying to hyzer right into the center.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that is an own range. That's
That
only
is.
circle 2, but
I like it. Low out of the hands and a little bit early release there for Rebecca Cox. She's still got 2 strokes, though, to play with in order to get into the basket for par. So I think she can do it.
Kat playing more of this wide route. Trying to skip it up and in. gets it around that little bush, and she'll have probably 25 feet for birdie.
Little extra credit roll there of like 6 feet. We love it.
Becca, nice gentle up shot. Puts herself in the circle. Well executed for her. Sarah's a little further than I thought.
A little bit further behind that elephant tree, but she's just trying to get up in there close to the basket.
Yep.
I'll give her a putt.
Ohn. Man, probably from 45, 50.
Lining it up. Let's go. Walking it in. Just kind of, like mostly sure. And then after the second step, absolutely sure. Let's go.
Yeah.
Thumbs up. A-okay.
Yeah, let's
watch it
this.
again.
She's looking, and then she gets it in.
Let's go.
That fist bump. Classic. That's just a classic Ohn long range putt. You love to watch it. Can't stop watching those.
And Kat, look at that follow through, just holding and reaching for the basket.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Good putt for her. She'll take a birdie as well. Sarah, good save there. Save just the bogey.
Important putt there. Like, can't be bleeding any more strokes. And yeah, that's about what she had planned to do after the OB unfortunate drive.
Mm-hmm. Now we've got Catrina and Ohn actually flip-flopping with Sarah. They're taking the lead. Exciting stuff here on our lead card.
Woo.
All right, hole 8, par 4, 485 feet. This one is an island hole, so players are looking to push through these two trees or hyzer out left, and then getting up to the island whatever way they can. No curb on this island, so it's a little more forgiving than some of the other ones.
There can be some skips and some slides to get up onto that island, but yeah, like Ella said, just getting yourself, choosing kind of the right, left, or center, that was a great distance for all the foliage that got.
Yeah, absolutely. Catching some trees, pushing that ceiling a little bit, but getting up there, she should be well within range for her upshot. Ohn playing a little bit more stable, hyzering out just in front of those bushes.
Love that.
It does clear out a little bit to the left, but if you get past those two trees, it's also pretty clear straight. Becca playing that inside line a little more, cutting down some leaves.
She took some leaves down and still cleared like the super rough. That is such a bunker right there. And if you're in it, it's probably bogey no matter what at best. And she's clear.
Sarah going around that left side. Great control on the forehand, getting it out there. That's a very impressive shot.
So committed all the way around. Throwing the backhand lines with the forehand.
You can see Ohn keeping her disc. Oh, she doesn't like it.
Oh, no. This is by like centimeters.
Yeah.
That is barely out of bounds. And she knew it out of her hand, but she was like fully committed to the shot.
Yeah, had a chance to stay in, didn't quite, but so she looks like she crossed up there, so she should still have a putt for par. Becca, great up shot. And as you can sort of see, we got umbrellas out, we're covering up our discs. The rain is starting to come in a little bit for this lead card.
Beautiful skip
Good up
there. Yeah, you hear the gallery stoked. Maybe a little laugh and clap there, but this is curbless. We can do this.
Yep.
Cat, smart play, keeping it low. Same result. In the bullseye pretty much there.
Yep. And yeah, it looks like Ohn did cross up there, so she's looking to save her par from the island. Got it.
No problem.
No problem for Ohn. Rebecca looking for her birdie. There you go. So for the moment, that puts her in a tie for first place, but looks like Sarah also getting to 6 down, and Catrina will be tapping in her birdie. Catrina looks like she is taking the solo lead.
This is absolutely exciting. The Beaver State Fling's only 3 rounds and she's in the lead.
All right, hole 9. It's a par 4, 639 feet OB, all the way down here on the left. Don't want to be pinched behind those trees on the right, and that OB continues all the way around behind the basket by this rock line. It's going to be pretty wide open, just basic distance shot off the tee, and then more of a controlled either forehand or backhand turnover shot for your approach.
And you can see the rain is coming down. Like we're in full-blown raining mode. We say drizzle, we say mist in the Northwest, but now it's raining.
Yep. Catrina had a good shot, maybe a little more right than she would have wanted, but she should still have an opportunity for birdie. Rebecca playing that out nicely. Pretty similar spot to Catrina.
Flexing it over the out of bounds. Sarah planting it in the spot on kind of the left to center side of the fairway, just where you want to be. Just to get around those trees.
Ohn throwing it out straight, hoping that digs. Yep, that's some good ground action for her.
There's those stable discs that Ohn is throwing. And it, giving her a really, really open and kind of, I guess, flexy approach for this sidearm.
She's giving it a lot of turn, flexing it back.
Loving that second shot.
That's a push in the OB back there, actually, by those rocks, but I think she's safe. Sarah also throwing a little flex shot around those trees. Whew! Wow. The basket a little bit. Great shot for Sarah. Rebecca lining up the backhand turnover.
This is beautiful, yeah.
Pushing the inside of those trees the whole way, but just wide enough, getting herself up inside. Close to the bullseye.
Sidearm play for Kat. Plenty of distance for that shot, and she's in there for the putt.
Great shot. Everyone on our lead card having a look here for a birdie on hole 9. See if Ohn can get... Oh,
man.
She's frustrated.
Thought that one was already in.
Sarah looking to be just inside the circle.
Also keeping it just a little low.
Maybe some of this rain starting to affect the lead card.
Kat is capturing the birdie, which is great here, and I believe Rebecca's probably all of 10 feet out. Also taking her birdie.
Awesome. Well played hold for our lead card. Catrina pushing herself to 8 down. She's already 5 down on this front 9. Ooh. No bogeys. Great front 9 for her. Rebecca 4 down, right on her tail.
Smoking hot round here for Catrina Allen.
So she has jumped up into first place. We've got Rebecca Cox in second. Valerie Mondojano 3 down this round, getting herself into a tie for third with Ohn and Sarah Hokom. Some exciting action. We already have some lead changes. Make sure you stick around for the second half of our round 2 coverage from the Beaver State Fling.